I had only 100, but that didn't stop me from increasing my account 14 times in just 3 trades. Most people think it takes thousands to make money in Forex, and it's exactly the kind of thought that most people pay for. Just 100 with the right lot and the right set goes up faster than you think. Today I will show you a specific strategy, the formula for calculating the lot, and one mistake that kills every small account. I'll show you everything with a real example. So the same strategy, the same inputs, the same logic. But before we get to the most important thing, which is to analyze the strategy, I'll show you the first trade that increased my balance from 100 to 260 for a second. That's her net profit. This is a very simple trade. All I need to do is to find a trend reversal signal. This is done very easily, and especially after my theory that any of you can repeat it. Here we have a global retest zone, which we are entering, plus we are retesting an indicator, which we will also add later. There is a clear stop loss here, and there is also a very clear take profit. And whatever this trade is, it has already worked out and brought me a very cool profit in just a few minutes. So look at how fast the trade turning out. And now I will teach you how to make the same transactions. So now let's move on to the strategy itself. It consists of several parts, and the very first part is the entry into the transaction. Entering a trade in turn consists of the context, that is the stock market situation in which you are looking for the entry. And the second is a trigger to entry, that is the specific situation that forced you to open a trade. So let's start with the context first. We must definitely have a trend changed. A trend change is very easy to determine if you add this indicator. It's called very simply, just write moving average cross alert and add this indicator from the chart also. Here we can disable some things like this thing and this thing and click save. Now when you open any currency pair, you immediately understand where we have an upward movement and where a downward movement. Well, here's a simple example for you. We look for a signal only when the stock market changes direction from descending to ascending or vice versa. In more details, when the price finally crosses our indicator, that is, it turns out to be above the indicator or vice versa, let's say under the indicator. This is the situation when our trend changes from ascending to descending. Additionally, this is an intersection of two moving average lines as here, but we don't focus on the signals of these intersections. So our entry signal will be either an imbalance retest. This is also a regular indicator that you can add to TradingView, so pause it and take a screenshot. Or we have a retest of the indicator that we have already added. It looks very simple. Let me show you, or it can also be a retest of any horizontal level, but basically all these trades that you made today, they were made after the retest of this indicator. So that is, here we have growth starting, and here we already have a chart above the upper moving average line. Then the chart returns to the indicator for repeated testing before it continues its growth, and it is at the moment of the retest, that is, here we open a trade. It can also be a retest of the horizontal level. The most important thing is that this level is confirmed and has had several touches in the past. Now to combine all this information and put the theory into practice, let's move on to the second trade, which we will open with you right now and place both the take profit, stop loss and everything else. As I have already told you, the very first condition is a change of trend. A trend change is a very context that you and I are looking for. And as you can see, the trend is now changing from downward to upward. Let's model a few more new Japanese candlesticks, and right now we have a great opportunity to enter into an upward trade, at least for several reasons. Firstly, we are testing the broken level. Secondly, we are also testing a broken indicator, and in general, even this Japanese candlestick hints to us that the stock market is ready to move higher, because we still have such a big long shadow from below. This is another additional trigger to enter a trade. So therefore we are opening a long position here. A stop loss can be set as well as a take profit very simply. If you had added an imbalance zone indicator, you can place a take profit to the nearest major imbalance zone and a stop loss beyond this imbalance zone. But Unfortunately, we don't have any imbalance zone below, but I believe that we can safely place a stop loss with you either for the minimum of the candlestick or even lower, generally focusing on the take profit. So our take profit will be located about here, and I also see one level here. Yes, which in general may be a reason for correction, therefore I will place a take profit somewhere around here and place a stop loss so that the trade is at least 1 to 2. This is about the kind of trade we are getting. Let's see how it works out. So it's also very fast, almost immediately works out, literally half an hour has passed there, or even less, and we get the second trade, which has 354 points. This transaction is open, of course, for its entire balance, that is after the first transaction. I had 250 on the balance sheet, and accordingly with a risk of 250, I open a trade that brings me, well, unfortunately not 500, but 354 profits. Just like that, I discovered trend changed, and in 2 trades my balance increased from 100 to almost 600. By the way, I post the same trades in my Telegram channel. I also post signals for these trades. Therefore, if you want to trade with me, go to my Telegram channel. Here you will find both access to the account and a link to my FX book. Therefore, if you're interested in developing and trading, subscribe to the link from the attached comment. Well, let's not delay, let's analyze the third trade that was open on the same currency pair. My friends, everything is also very simple here, with absolutely identical logic. After retesting the level, you and I open a position even if we are looking at the presence of imbalance zones, for which we could put at least a take profit or stop loss. Well, naturally I would put a stop loss somewhere here, so that the trade turns out to be 1 to 2 or even more conservatively. You can put your stop loss here if you are afraid that it will be lifted. So if you have not found an imbalance zone, then you can use the automatic liquidity indicator. It's called like this. You also add it to the trading view, and you can turn on the indicator and understand where the key zones are located. Behind which you can also put place your stop loss and take profit. In this situation I often act intuitively, because I most likely understand where a reaction awaits me and where it will not be, but I advise you to more clearly according to the strategy. And this trade, let's see how it works out, also makes a profit for me very quickly. Also, it could have made a lot more profit if I have been a little braver. But I remind you, I was only trading with a balance of 100, so this trade also it was closed with a lower risk to profit ratio, still brought me 849. And as a result, after 3 trades, my balance increased by 14.5 times. Well, in the end, I will explain to you how to calculate your position. It's actually very simple. Special calculators have been invented for a long time. You are visiting the babypips.com website, turn on the position calculator, you write everything here, your account balance, the risk that you will willing to lose in one trade, the size of your stop loss, set it here. Specifically in this transaction we have a stop loss of 135 points. Accordingly write here 135 and look at the value of the average lot, which is called a mini lot. This way you get the position size in which you will not lose more than you originally laid down. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. See you later.